Okay, friends, today to round out our very short lesson, we do have a homework assignment. Okay, your homework assignment is going to be pages 125 and 126 in your home connections. It's going to be called Bakery Bundles. This is going to be due Wednesday, May 6th. Here's where you will post your selfie of your work. If you finish this early, and you would like to go work on Dreambox and any lessons on there, you are more than happy to do so. All right, so let's get going. Oops. Okay, today your homework. Number 1, Rachel owns a bakery and sells cookies by the dozen. She sold 16 dozen cookies on Monday. How many cookies did Rachel sell? Show your work. Okay, this is a multiplication problem. I will help you out with that one. And to solve it, please use and show me one of the two methods that we have learned. Whether that's you want to use the area models with all the squares, or if you want to use a ratio table, I am okay with either one. Now, some of you might want to try standard algorithm. That is fine, but you also have to use one of the other two methods first and use standard algorithm later, like your second attempt. Okay? Number 2, for each dozen of cookies, Rachel uses 1.5 cups of milk. How many cups of milk did she use for 16 dozen? For each dozen, she used 1.5 cups of milk. How many cups of milk for 16 dozen? Show your work. Now, I'm going to show you a hint. Okay? Something that might help you. So, I would use or try to make all of your halves into wholes first. So, for example, let's say she only has 2 dozen. So, here's 1.5 cups of milk for 1 dozen, plus another 1.5 cups of milk for her second dozen. I'm going to change to green. Well, you know that 1/2 and 1/2 make one whole. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cross that off, and I'm going to turn that equals 1. I'm going to turn 1/2 and 1/2 into 1, but I can't forget to add my other wholes. So I have a 1 whole, second whole, that's 2 wholes. So 1 plus 2 would be 3 cups of milk for 2 dozen. Now, you have 16 to do. So, you can figure out a way to maybe condense your work, or maybe you want to write off 1.5 16 times. But if you can make any halves wholes, that might be easier for you. Okay? So that is for number 2. Number 3, a customer ordered 28 cupcakes. What are all the different rectangular arrangements Rachel could use to package the cupcakes? So that's like, what type of boxes could she use to package her cupcakes? Use labeled sketches. You have to have labeled sketches to show all the possible arrangements. Okay, I'm going to show you again. So what you have to think about for this one, let's say we have 12 cupcakes instead. You have 28, but I'm going to use 12. The first thing you have to do is use your factor rainbow. So figure out what 2 pairs of numbers can multiply together to get 28. I'm going to show you with 12. So that'd be 1 and 12, 2 and 6, and 3 and 4. Okay? So you need to do that first for 28. Then you have to show me the arrangements of how I can package those cupcakes. Okay, well, because I need to have 12 in a box, or in your case, 28. So one of the ways I could arrange it, I could arrange it a 1 by 12. So 1 cupcake here, 12 across, and I would label it 1 by 12. Or I could have a 12 by 1. My box got kind of funky. So that would be 12, and that would be 1. Okay, so then I use these two numbers. You can kind of cross them off as you go. Oh, now I have a 2 by 6. So I could arrange my cupcakes 2 down, 6 across. Label it that way, 2 by 6. Or I could have 6 down, 2 across. Again, yours would be much nicer. I'd label it 6 by 2. Cross off my numbers. Oops, I'm sorry, cross off my numbers. And then I would have a 3 and a 4. So I could have 3 down or 4 and 4 across. Or I could have 4 down, 3 across. So these would be all my arrangements if I was arranging 12 cupcakes. You have to arrange 28 cupcakes, but this is how I want to see your answer. So I'm looking for how can I arrange my cupcakes in different boxes, but to do this, you have to find your factor pairs. Okay? Number 4. Rachel's assistant says 3/5 of cups of oil is more than 2/3 cup of oil. Is he correct? Explain your reasoning. There are many ways you could explain your reasoning. Okay, you could get equivalent common denominators and see which one is larger. You could draw it with the same size rectangles and cutting one up into 5 equal sections and 1 equal 3 into 3, and then shading 3/5 and then 2/3. But what this is really asking is, which one is bigger? Is 3/5 bigger or is 2/3 bigger? Okay, that's number 4. Oops. Number 5, Rachel uses 4/5 cups of cocoa in her brownies. Write 2 fractions that are equal to 4/5. In today's lessons, you were given a hint on how to find equivalent fractions. I want two different equivalent fractions from 4/5, starting at 4/5. Okay, number 6. A large order of 240 cookies was placed. How many cookies would go in a box if Rachel put them in the different numbers listed below? Show your work. So, if she had 24 boxes, how many cookies in each box? Okay, so you have to think of what type of problem is this. If I have the total number of cookies, 240, and if I have 24 in each group or each box, what type of problem is that? So how many cookies in each box if I had 24 boxes? How many cookies in each box if I had 12 boxes? And how many cookies in each box if I had 6 boxes? You might also notice a little bit of a pattern from 24 to 12 to 6. Okay, those can all help you. All right, so how many cookies in each box if you had 24 boxes, 12 boxes, and 6 boxes? Oops. And lastly, our challenge problem. Yes, everyone should try it. You are all great math students. So, Rachel had 1/4 gallon of milk left in her bakery. She needed to make 4 desserts. 4 of them. 4 desserts. For an order that afternoon. Use the table to help Rachel decide which desserts she can make 4 of with the milk that she has left. Use equations, labeled sketches, or words to tell me your choice. Okay? Now, you might need to know how many cups are in a gallon, how many ounces are in a gallon, how many ounces in a cup. You can use the internet to help you. So you can Google how many cups in a gallon, how many ounces in a cup. You can Google that online and circle any of the desserts she can make. You will probably have more than 1 circled. Okay? Good luck. Remember, you can ask mom or dad to rephrase if you're not understanding. Or you can message me, and if you need to video chat, we can chat. But this is due, again, Wednesday, May 6th. Good luck.